My dad was raised on this farm. Today we're sitting in front of a barn that is adjacent to the home that he was born in. My dad really had a unique childhood in that he was able to experience life on a farm with the animals and the peacocks and just a broad mix of experiences that a lot of people today and even back then were not able to experience. So my dad grew up in Henderson, went to Bengate Elementary School, and then went to Henderson County High School, where he was very involved with FFA, Future Farmers of America. One may think, based on his early experiences, that he would have become a farmer. But he rather went the direction of taking that love of land and the appreciation of land and went the commercial development route. So after college in Lexington, my dad came back home to Henderson and he found a job with Guthrie May at North Park Shopping Center.
From 1971 to 1983, Gene Warren was the vice president of the Guthrie May Corporation. Gene developed 700 rental apartments, medical condominiums, and resort condominiums at Lake Barkley.
My mother also grew up on a farm, and she too developed the love of the land. Together they were a team, and they both acknowledged and recognized the qualities and attributes that the other brought to the table.
They grew up on a farm, right? Both of them. So they had a work ethic. Find me a farmer who only works 9 to 5. They also had a great vision. They were always looking forward. And that's why they were really good at becoming entrepreneurs. But again, it's that teamwork.
My wife and I had the drive and ambition to own North Park Shopping Center, and finally, with the help of Guthrie and Alice May, we were able to do so in '83.
From 1983 to today, Gene is the owner and manager, along with his late wife Charlotte, of the North Park Shopping Center.
I will always be in the debt of Guthrie May and Alice May for not only making our purchase of North Park possible, but even more importantly, by teaching me life's lessons as a business person, and more significantly, I think, as a citizen here in Evansville. I think that the message that Guthrie May taught me that applies today just as much is to conduct our lives and our businesses with integrity and honesty, and to treat others the way that we would want to be treated.
Here are two people, two true blue bloods from Kentucky, the Commonwealth, which Gene refers to all the time as the Promised Land. He had the vision, but maybe some Kentuckians might say, he went over to the dark side. He came to Indiana, to a place called Evansville. And aren't we as a community glad of the impact that they had?
Gene is someone who has a gift, a vision, a real vision to see a piece of property and see the future. He also has very high standards, and he encourages us all to think in terms of a rising tide carries all ships, the greater good, and how we can all benefit from our hard work. Gene is someone who never gives up, and that comes from his favorite Winston Churchill quote, actually, never ever give up, and he doesn't.
Gene has always been described as a Southern gentleman. I think a true Southern gentleman, right? Together, you instantly like them. She says, now, Michael, I know you do the sports, and I know you like Indiana, but don't you forget about my Kentucky Wildcats, okay? I never did.
My mom passed away about 5 years ago here in this barn. She shared a boldness, and I think inspired a boldness in my dad that I don't know that either one of them would have had without the other. He's probably the toughest guy I know. When he was, I believe, 27 in 1978, he was on a flatboat river race. And the flatboat he was on drifted over a sand dune. He dove in and broke his neck. And it was a fairly extensive fracture. They told him that he would never walk again. And then he spent the next 40 years proving the doctors wrong, that he would not walk again. Dad I just want to say thank you for being an example of determination and commitment, integrity and honesty. Thank you for all you've done and for being my father.
Isn't it wonderful that JA is acknowledging these two outstanding people? Again, true Hall of Famers, but most importantly, two true Hall of Fame human beings.